Welcome to Champ's Corner.
You know, either younger than us or, you know, past and retired. So why not? You know, I want to challenge myself. The best always looking to fight the best and challenge themselves, you know, and why not, you know, challenge.
Terence Crawford can't beat him, right? This is a money grab for Terence Crawford. It's just a situation where Terence Crawford is trying to fill up his bank account opposed to actually his legacy.
But if you study Floyd closely, like I have, you will notice that he never wastes any steps while he's in the ring.
Terence Crawford has reportedly agreed to Floyd Mayweather's fight offer during a live interview with Stephen A. Smith. Crawford explained that for him, boxing has always been about testing his limits and taking on the toughest challenges. He stressed that the best fighters should face each other, and he's ready once again to step up. Speaking with calm confidence, Crawford made it clear that fighting Mayweather would be another chance to prove himself and exceed expectations.
Businessman, because this is Terence the businessman talking, right? They got to pay the cheddar to make it better, right?
For sure, for sure. All money ain't good money, so you got to know that.
Okay, fair enough. I hate to use the word easy, but at times it did feel like you were, you know, having a really easy time out there. Were you expecting it to play out that way?
Listen, it's never easy, you know.
Stephen A. Smith, known for his outspoken take on sports, has given high praise to Terence Crawford. He pointed out that becoming a champion in 4 different weight classes is not just impressive, it's extremely rare in today's boxing. In an era where many fighters avoid moving up or down in weight because of the risks, Crawford's success across 4 divisions sets him apart. Stephen A. explained that this achievement proves Crawford isn't just versatile, but also technically skilled, mentally tough, and willing to take on every challenge. For him, this is what makes Crawford one of the true pound-for-pound greats of all time.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance, he had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled, he backed up and moved when necessary and kept his difference. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
Roy Jones Jr., a legend who understands the difficulty of ruling multiple divisions, recently praised Terence Crawford's brilliance. He noted that in Crawford's fight with Canelo Alvarez, he showed the ability to take lessons from fighters like Floyd Mayweather and Erislandy Lara, both of whom had given Canelo problems in the past. What stood out to Jones was that Crawford didn't just copy their tactics. Instead, he studied, adapted, and applied those strategies in his own unique rhythm, making them even more effective. Jones emphasized that this adaptability is what makes Crawford special. Unlike many fighters who rely on a single style, Crawford adjusts in real time, which is why he continues to dominate against top-level opponents.
As Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career, people like Erislandy Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. But Bud is more fierce, more fearsome and more angrier and more meaner than both of those guys. So you know if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there, take that blueprint and do even more with it, which is what Bud did. So it was never a question in my mind whether Bud really was going to outbox me, just if he could take the punch. And right away he showed, bam, he could take the punch. So I know from that point, if he just slow him down, which he did, he'd be okay. Then late in the fight, what other people still didn't see, late in the fight, Bud started hitting Canelo's body. One of those body shots, I think about the 7th or 8th round, hurt Canelo. I was like, whoa. Bud hit him in the right spot then, and he got Canelo's respect with that too. So Bud fought a very, very awesome fight, fought a beautiful fight, very tactical.
Very controlled.
Yes, it was a beautiful fight for boxing.
It was a beautiful fight. You know, Bud got hit with some shots.
He did. He got
hit with some single shots going out. You know, he's going out and you know Canelo, if he has you trapped in the corner or along the ropes, it's typically 1 to 2 big shots. You know that if you've watched him.
Yep.
So you could tell Crawford
as he was going out. He knew the one shot was coming, and several times it landed. He even got hit with a two-piece. I don't remember what round it was, uppercut right hand that Crawford took well. So when you started seeing him absorb the shots, if you're Team Crawford, you don't want him to take that shot. But if you started seeing that, now you know that, okay. And I think that's what gave Crawford the green light to stay there a little bit longer.
He smiled about it.
He smiled about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that smile can be a lie, and sometimes that smile can mean what I think it meant for Crawford, which is, oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was.